Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
Nah, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose
Ow! Here we are, folks. It's Tuesday. We're back in the city. It's a whirlwind. I'm fried. I'm gay. I'm all over the road.
Yeah, it's hard because wherever you go, wherever I go, I'm like, this is where I should be. I mean, I'm moving to L.A. in a couple of weeks.
That's what I'm hearing.
Forget about it. L.A. is the greatest city in the world. It's the Big Apple. It's Sin City. It's Easy City. It's Sexy City.
Get that spot downtown, Skid Row. You're going to love it.
Believe me, I went down there, and it's quite a place. But Los Angeles, I was up in the hills. Palm trees were swaying. My father was gaying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was the time of my life.
Hey, players be playing.
But last night, I did the Fat Black Pussycat, then went to the stand, then went home. You're in a cab, and you're going up 3rd Avenue, and you can see those traffic lights just sequentially, and the night sky, and the brights.
Love it.
I like New York because I like a city that's tall buildings and narrow, and yeah, I'll take a ice water if you don't mind, even though I have a bottle.
I'm good, thank you.
But New York rules, too. We're very lucky that we got to be in the two great cities.
Yes, bye.
Coastal?
Oh, right, that too.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yeah, we're by coastal, we're jumping around, and it's nice to have a little juice in our lives. You've been doing stand-up for 48 years, so you can go to the store and go, hey, what's cooking? Can I get on? And they go, hey, it's Screech
Right.
or whoever, and you're in.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and it's funny because some of these people, they still don't know what makes me tick.
Oh, jeez, TikTok.
Tick not Han. After we did the live pod, which was
Ticky-tacky.
legendary.
Oh, it was a hot one. Banger.
Boy,
Lunch.
are you fans gonna hate it, but someone will like it.
Yeah, it's just comedy gold. We had 1,000 guests, so yeah, you hate the guests, but you can't deny the yucks.
Boy, it was something else. I mean, we'll get into that. But then
Sure.
afterwards, Salakis is like, where are you doing shows tonight? I'm like, I'm done. He's like, you're getting up somewhere. He thinks I'm you. He's like, you're going on. You can't resist. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I can resist, baby.
Yeah, I had a couple people go, what's going on with List? Is he all right? I'm like, he's actually extremely happy.
I've never been happier. I had a house in the hills, Jerry.
The hills are alive with the sound of anal.
You never came over.
Sorry.
You didn't come.
I fill in my calendar and I fill up my clit.
You're a busy boy. So what were you doing? Podcast, hangovers, rigging up the lights?
Well, you got half of it. No rig. Rigger, please. But yeah, you wake up at noon because you stay out till 5. The store has that back bar. I'm sure you didn't even sniff it.
I love I've smoked back there with
Oh,
Fahim,
okay,
who was
okay.
on the live pod, but not really.
Well, they got that thing popping, and they just keep serving you drinks. It's like they're trying to ruin your life. And so I would do that till 5, and I stayed at the Andaz, which is a hop skip next door, so I could just, Hunter Biden and fall right in there, and they would put me in an elevator, ding, and then I would army crawl to the room and pass out for 6 hours.
The Andaz sounds like a slave ship, doesn't it?
Ooh.
I came over here on the Andaz.
Yeah, well, I got whipped one night, but yeah, it was wild, and so every night was a shit show, and then you go, I'm doing Harlan Williams at 1, and it's 12:08, so you just gotta suit up and get out there.
Suit up and show up or whatever. But yeah, we had very different festivals. I didn't see it till Sunday night.
I know,
Which was crazy. But I mean, then we're on opposite schedules because you're like, come do my late show at the Big Hot Theater. And I was like, nah.
There you go. So we're even.
And then I was driving by, too, because I did Jam in the Van that night, and we're driving by, and I see a line around the corner, Mark Normand in lights, the Montalban, Hollywood, homeless people, machetes, everything.
Oh, Kook Central.
And I'm in the car with Derek and Karen and Sarah, and I'm
yes.
like, I could just hop out right here, walk on stage for 1,000 people, have the set of my life.
Yes.
But it was 10 p.m.
Oh, you big queef. I mean, I saw Bjorn, our old manager, the guy who linked us up, and he was like, where the hell is Joe? Because he knows 2004 Joe. He knows
Right.
psycho, wild man, Jim Duggan.
Uh-huh.
And now it's Jim Twos.
Well, we had the time of our lives. I love Jim Twos.
Good guy. Give him a goog.
Made love to him a couple times. But we had the time of our lives over there because you got a picture. Well, we had the baby, of course.
Sure.
But we were up in the hills, a
Forgot about that.
$3.2 million mansion in the hills, multiple bedrooms built into the mountain. We had a back patio, a front patio, a side patio. So every night I'm sitting, I had Derek in town and his wife.
Sounds like an Irish guy. You know back patio?
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
Good name.
Patio.
Well, patios is a common bar name, I guess, actually.
Yeah. We have Pat O'Brien's in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, that's a famous one.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a CBS sports anchor, Pat O'Brien.
Oh yeah, he was drunk as well, which kind of
Is
is
that
fitting.
right?
Oh my God, he was a booze bag. There's a couple of videos of him hitting his wife.
Oh, fun. I love that.
Yeah,
Might
I
make a couple of
came.
those myself. But this bitch is out of line.
I had to film it.
But yeah, so
rice.
we were sitting there, and then that night, you go back, and
Gay
it's
rice.
10:30. You light up a cigar. It's me. It's Derek. It's Erica. It's Karen. It's Sarah. Story after story after story, and we had Henry Phillips came by,
Ah,
and there's nothing better if you ever get the chance to sit on a porch, on a patio at a comedy club, a green room, a back porch, a front porch, Pearl Jam's porch, whatever, anywhere you can sit.
yes.
And listen to Henry tell some story. I mean, he had some bangers. And then you each take turns. It's like, and he tells a story. I tell a story. You don't let Derek talk. You don't let the women talk, of course.
Sure.
But it's just me and Henry going back and forth. Monas came over. Henry was playing piano. There was a grand piano in the house.
Come on.
So he's playing piano.
Oh my God.
Stavi was over there, and Chris Walsh was over there. He's telling his stories. Sabina. And we had a whole gang.
This is like Almost Famous, which is how I describe you.
John again, I don't know about the almost part. I mean, not even wildly distant from fame.
Okay.
But John again came over one morning. Well, this is the nice thing about children. He texts me Sunday at
couple nice
8:15
things.
a.m. and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I'm like, "I'm just sitting here with the babies. Sarah and Karen went to take a workout class, so I'm like, I'm just sitting here." He's like, "Can I come by now?" And I said, I'll tell you what, I got about $1,000 worth of cigars. He comes over at 8:30. We sat there blowing smoke in the baby's face. And had ourselves a nice cigar, one of the best hangs of my life. Just me and him, and then Sarah and Karen come back, fresh from a workout class, by the way. So we're smelling them.
Yep.
Sitting there smoking the baby, and just a million laughs, and best week of my life,
Well,
literally.
there's something about those hills. They're alive with you Jews yapping and smoking, but you're up high. The view is insane. The sun is shining, and it's like the Doors, Tom Petty, all the Jackson Brown. They all lived up there.
Sure,
There's
Joni
an
Mitchell,
energy.
the Eagles, but it's fun, but it's hard, and I keep having this, and people are like, "Why aren't you more successful? Why aren't you more famous?" And I can give you one big fat reason. It's Derek Donovan Walsh. This man, he comes down. He's the funniest hang. He's the best hang. He's my best pal, and his wife
yeah.
is 1A. And
Oh
she's-
wow,
and-
that small of a tit.
and she's just laughing at everything too. She's one of these ladies that's just howling, laughing. They smoke a little pot. They're on the floor laughing. So you just want to hang out. And this has happened 3 times now. Twice in Gig Harbor. You were at the Seattle Theater, whatever theater, Crocodile. The Moor. No, it wasn't the
No,
Moor.
it wasn't the
It was
Moor.
one by the campus.
Yeah,
What's that one?
Oh, that's a great one. Shit, the Pelican.
No,
the
I know it.
Sunbaked,
I know it. Not
no,
Benaroya Hall, not the Moor,
Eddie
not
Vedder,
the Crocodile.
Starbucks.
Oh,
Pike Street.
Pantages.
No, I know what you're talking. The Star
It's
Line.
right by the campus.
Yes. It's
It's an old movie house
Yes,
thing. You were
yes.
there.
Oh, well, we'll think of it. This is a bad pod. Give it a goog there, will you, that fatty? What are you doing over there? Your taxes?
Look, University of Washington, Seattle Theater. That'll pull it up.
It'll come right up. Maybe
That'll pull it up there.
1 or 1A cup.
What's it called? The Montalban, the Harry cunt.
It's a fun word. The
It's near
Chuchenheimer.
campus.
All right,
Starts with a P, I think. Palladium, pussy.
I've seen this whole like lineup of things. One says Condon Hall.
No, it's got a great marquee
Well, I
Norman.
think University of Washington might have. that might put you on campus. It's off campus.
Yes,
It's
yes.
near the campus.
Off
Theater
white.
near UW campus. This is bad podcasting.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
People don't care about this.
There's some Seattle guy just screaming right now.
He's yelling
kicking his dog.
Probably Derek.
Man. It's a school of drama, so the
Oh,
theater thing is
Oh
fucking
my God! Forget about it. I shouldn't have said
Jesus
university.
Christ.
What's that neighborhood called? University Place.
Capitol Hill? No.
It's near Capitol Hill, I think. Maybe it is Capitol Hill. I thought it was University was the name of the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck
yeah.
me. It doesn't matter.
Okay, the Graduate Hotel is next door. I don't know if that helps.
Okay.
That's where I stayed. I can remember the fucking hotel. I can't remember the theater. God damn it.
But anyway, I love those graduate hotels. There's a few of those.
They're fun.
good.
They're
yeah.
kitschy.
But anyways, you were there one night and you texted, hey, come to the Load Show. People will explode. They'll be so excited. And I go, well, we got the campfire back here. And then the same thing, Shane was at Tacoma Comedy Club, if you can believe that, only just a year and a half ago. And he's
Wow.
like, come do the show. I'm dying. I didn't bring an opener. I hate the guy I'm working with.
Sure.
And I was like, I got the fire, the cigar.
Yeah, well, the key word that fucked me twice with you was I got a second show, late show. You want to come by? You get the word late in there, and you're out. Late night with Colbert could call. You go, whoo, what is that, 4:30 p.m.? I can't make it.
Well, I got the kids. I got Brooke. I got Joey. I got Derek. I got Erica. I got my child.
There was no kid with the Maltabon in Seattle.
I know, but this
I get
baby
it.
was sleeping.
Yes,
What do you got? I
yes.
appreciate the invite. I should have gone,
The
but
crowd would have gone ape shit.
boy, we had a time. I know, and I literally drove by it on the way home.
Ah,
You have a moment where you're like, it's right there.
You're
We're at a
killing
red
me.
light. We're sitting there at a red light.
you could have ran in.
Who'd you have on?
I had Laura Peak.
Love Peak.
Peak's the shit. What?
Is it Neptune?
Neptune.
That's it.
There's
the
a
Neptune.
P in
The
there.
Neptune.
I looked it up on Google Maps with Graduate.
Neptune. They
Neptune is
love
it.
nautical out there. It's all very nautical.
Laura Peak.
Yeah, Laura Peak. Then I had a guy, Ari Manis, who opens for
I know
Theo.
Manis.
Yeah, he's a cute
Yes.
Jew. And the crowd was white hot. Everybody killed. Salacuse was annoying. And you know what's kind of annoying about L.A., and I hope no one hears this who works with me, but the reps all come out. They go, you're in L.A., you sold out some show, we want to come support. And you go, go! All right. Okay. It's almost like your aunts and uncles come by, and you're like, I don't... what are we going to talk about? The weather, the roast? I don't know. I got nothing here.
Well, I remember Louis saying this a long time ago because all the comics are like, there's industry there. I hate the industry. And then Louis was like, how do you think they feel? Because they feel like outsiders. They know we're
They
like,
are.
oh, God. I know, exactly. But they're like, they think we suck. They think we're not funny. But my reps are nice, good hangs.
Oh,
I have to
really?
say. Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Tommy and Chris, you know them. They're like buddies.
Yeah, but I think a good hang might be a bad rep.
Probably. We're
Interesting.
getting to all the sources of my lack of success here.
All right. I think you keep saying that, but you're doing great. You have all these great friends. You sold out your show. You got your kid there. You got your wife there. You're in the Hollywood Hills. We did a hell of a pod, sold that out. I mean, you're cruising.
Well, I'm more successful than most people that have ever done comedy, but I look at the
100%.
lineup at the Forum. It's Sean
Wow.
Donnelly, Andrew Schultz,
Richard
Chuck
Dixon.
to doing Fun Bearable at the Forum in a couple weeks.
I can't believe you knew the name of it.
It wasn't easy. It was quite a pull.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. I'm not doing the Forum. I'm
Sure,
doing the Regent,
sure.
which was packed out and a blast, by the way.
But don't sell yourself Kevin Hart, because you're doing good.
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time out there. But man, oh man, I mean, I was crying at the end of the week. I literally was like, had tears in my eyes, like a homo.
I know. That's why I gave you that gay phone call. I had to call you. I was walking down Sunset hungover, like, I miss you. We did a great job. That was awesome. Because we didn't really get to connect.
Well, I'm a man of the people. Afterwards we took a photo, and then someone went, Joe, can I take a photo? And I grabbed you. I went, how about we take some photos? But they were shooing you off to a car to go to some birthday party or whatever you were going to.
Let's go to a fashion show. We'll get into that.
So I went to take a photo, and then it was quite touching. Everyone went, oh my God, he's taking photos. And they swarmed. We had a line of 100 people.
Yeah.
And by the time I finished taking all the photos, which I enjoy doing, by the way, and everyone was so nice. I got a couple gifts, and people were saying great things. It was touching. I came back, and it literally was just my agent and Feehan left over. Like everyone, the whole place had emptied out.
Oh, no.
So I went home at 6 o'clock.
Sure.
Then Sally. I felt bad for Sally. I love Sal Hughes. He's the best. He was still there.
We love you, Sal.
He goes, well, we've done some talking. You had a great show. We want you to tell us, what are we all doing tonight? And I felt bad. I was like, I'm going home to have dinner with my wife and child.
Wow.
And he was like, come on, it's LA. And I'm like, I literally have a wife and baby in a $3 million house that I paid for.
Can he go to that, or you wanted a nice dinner?
Well, it was a whole gang. It was like 9 people. It was my agent and Salacuse's buddy, and then Katz,
I
and then
see.
it was a whole group. So I felt bad. I love the buddies, but it was like the end of we all rode together. You ride together, die together. It was the last week.
Yes.
Last night of a long week, so we had a nice, quiet Italian meal delivered. It was beautiful.
Ooh, that's great. See, that's where you're a strong guy, because I am weak, Jerry. Weak.
Absolutely.
In the knees, weekday, weekend warrior. I'm weak because I go, I'm staying in tonight. I want to have a nice dinner with my wife, and somebody hands me one drop of Mick Ultra, and I go, wow, we're staying out, baby. Working hard for the money. Choo choo. I got 8 lines of Coke in my ass. I got a dildo in my mouth, and it's 4 in the morning.
Yeah, or they say, hey, do you want to do a 6-minute guest spot on the west side of the highway?
That too.
And you're like, all right, I'll do that. And
Bring
for
it
me,
on.
by the way, we talked about this on the live podcast briefly, because I almost pulled another one. Saturday night, we had this premiere of the Sam Rubinoff film, which I have to tell everybody, the movie's great. Watch it. Stuck in Park. Me, Keith Robinson, Karen Field.
Very funny. I watched it.
But I would like to make it very clear to the 5,000 people that have written to me, I did not write this film, nor direct the film, or come up with the concept of the film.
Hilarious.
It's not. I didn't write it. Okay,
Yeah.
Everyone's like, he just wrote this so he can suck off head. He wants to fuck. I didn't write the goddamn movie. Talk to Sam Rubinoff. I'm an actor in a film.
There you go.
Great film, very funny. We had a blast making it. I did not write it. It's not my story. So bring it up with Sam Rubinoff.
It's funny. The actor's good, and Keith killed it.
Oh,
Keith is
Keith is
always
amazing.
great. He's good at yelling at people. That's really his best work.
He's so good. But anyway, so we did the premiere, and then I got that at 4 p.m., which was fun, and it was some great films. Rubinoff is great. He put together a great event at Dynasty Typewriter.
Great
You shot a
little room.
special.
Love it. Out to lunch.
Koreatown, just 2 blocks from the Seinfeld apartment, by the way. The establishing shot of Jerry's apartment is in
that
Koreatown.
right?
It's a block and a half away from Dynasty Typewriter.
I would have loved to get a load of that.
So went over there, had a great event. Then that night, I'm doing a set at the Improv, just a regular set. Because Thursday, we had the big Regent Theater show, which is amazing. I'll get into that in a few minutes.
Sure.
That was unbelievable. And then Friday, we did Jam in the Van, and we had the podcast Sunday, which is a big show. But Saturday, I just had nice spot at the Improv. And, I feel like somebody over there. I've done some headlining shows. I love the club. And I get the text from Shane, hey, why don't you come do the Greek?
Oh, you fuck Stavros? All right. That was my joke all weekend.
Legendary room, outdoor venue. Shane's the king of comedy right now. He could have done SoFi Stadium, literally. That's how many tickets he sold.
Wow.
But there's part of me that's like, the Improv is pretty fun.
Don't you dare.
Do a 15-minute. Of course, you got to say yes, and then you
All
got to
right.
cancel the spot. They've been promoting. You feel bad. And then
Yeah.
Giannis is on the show. Karen's on the show. You got to go, I am sorry. I can't hang.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And it goes, and Henry was coming out to hang. Jonigan was coming to hang.
That's
I had a nice
big,
crew.
Big cancel
A
culture.
crew, so you feel bad. And now it's like I got to battle traffic, find parking, text Becky. How do I get in? How do I get backstage?
Yeah.
And there's celebrities over there. Robert Batman was there.
Batman.
Robert Pattinson was there.
Oh, wow.
Zac Efron was there.
Wow.
Christian McCaffrey, his brother.
Wow.
Half the NFL was at the show.
What about the Green Lantern?
I didn't see him, but he might have blended in because it was outside.
I see.
But you're like, now I have a stressful night, but what a night it was. What a time. I thought this guy, James McCann, was hosting. So I finished my set, standing O. They're throwing bras at me. They suck me
yeah.
off. And I look over, and no one comes out to get me off stage. It's just Matt McCusker standing there like, what are you doing?
Oh.
So I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. I bring out McCusker. I come off, and Shane was like, 100% our fault. We fucked you.
Oh, all right.
So that was nice.
Gee, how great is that venue? I mean, I did a set there with Sam once, and it's like, you go, oh, outdoor, what do you call those? What do you call it? Amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater, amputate. And It was killer. It was like outside shouldn't work, but they did it so well. It's like baked into the mountainside. It's incredible.
Unbelievable venue. And Shane had killer shit, of course, as always.
Sure.
And what a night. And there was an after party there, too, that I just snuck right out of.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But there was a beautiful young woman came up and was like, I just want to say you're my hero. You're the best. You're so funny. You're the best one on the show. I wish I could make love to you.
Wow.
It was pretty exciting.
Karen was there?
Karen was there, by the way. While she was doing that, I have Karen in my peripheral going, doing this face, and I couldn't stop laughing. But
That's hilarious.
because it makes you nervous when there's an attractive woman who's like, "Oh my God, you're great!
Sure.
You're the best comic I've ever saw." And I'm
yeah.
"Thank you very much."
I know. I mean, on the way here, it's 80 degrees in New York. I saw the 6 of the hottest women I've ever seen. They're all wearing yoga pants and camel toe and nipple slipping.
Oh, forget about it. But what a time! I got to hear what you did because we were at the same festival, living parallel lives over there.
Yeah, very parallel. It was like angel and devil over here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was smoking about 35 cigars, but other than that, I was just sitting in the sun, having a great time. We went to Rodeo Drive. We went to Beverly Hills. That's the same thing, but boy, it was fun.
Oh, yeah. I went full Tommy Lee. I was just like 80s mode, except my dick's not that big. But I got to start from the start.
Please.
We got to go back a little bit before the fest.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been home since, the bicentennial, but I did New Orleans.
Whoa, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. So
Maybe I did.
I haven't been home in 2 weeks, so here's how it went. I'm going to New Orleans to see the...
Rolling Stone.
There it is, the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone.
So, of course, I post I'm going to New Orleans. J.P. Leonard, that son of an onion, he hits me up, that Cajun coon-ass queef, and he goes, hey, that's a term down there.
Okay.
That's not a racial thing.
I'm not arguing that it's a term.
I see.
Not a term, I mean.
Terminology. But he goes, hey, I see you're coming to New Orleans. Why don't you slide by Club 337 in Lafayette, Laffy Taffy, and do a couple of zingers?
Of course, and you got to say yes.
Well, I'm a psycho. Much like you will turn down a hang, I won't turn down a gig, and the money's nice. And then you start thinking, well, I'm flying me and the wife to New Orleans. Well, I bought some Rolling Stones tickets. Well, I got an Airbnb. This will defray the price of the wheelchair.
Exactly. I mean, that's what by the way, Shane saved my ass because I was taking a bath.
There you go.
And, then I took a toilet instead of a bath.
Sure. Well, he's you're the shit. He's generous with the simoleons.
Absolutely. And by the way, they pay you that night. I've never done a gig like that in my life. They handed me a check before I went out.
Yeah, unlike the Comedy Store, which we have no idea what we're making.
No.
On the live pod, which was sold out. Blah,
I asked
blah,
my
blah.
agent. He's like, I don't know. I think your people set it up. I have no idea.
I think they did. So I'm waiting for a call back. They got to talk to Sebastian for me.
Hey, everybody. Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by Fitbod. Everybody's trying to sell you on workout equipment and powders and pills, but the supplement your routine really needs is Fitbod. The Fitbod app creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, fitness level, and available equipment. Adapting as you improve, Fitbod pushes your skills to the next level. It even tracks your muscle recovery so you can make sure you're giving your body the rest that it needs. Fine-tuned by experienced, certified personal trainers, and way cheaper than hiring a private instructor, Fitbod is the best way to build a custom plan that works for you. I love Fitbod. Fitbod's the best thing that ever happened to me in my gosh darn life. I've never been more fit. I'm shedding pounds. I'm ripply. I'm hot. I got rid of my gym membership. I don't need it anymore because I have Fitbod. Choose from 6 defined fitness goals: general fitness, bodybuilding, strength training, muscle tone, powerlifting, and even Olympic training. Whatever your goals are, Fitbod can get you there. Add Fitbod to your workout essentials. Join Fitbod today to get your personalized workout plan. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free at fitbod.me/Tuesdays. That's fitbod.me/Tuesdays. Thank you, Fitbod.
Hear, hear. Okay. Hey, folks. Today's story is brought to you by Blue Chew. You know we love the BC. It's about time to get a little frisky. Having trouble getting it up? Well, Blue Chew can help. Blue Chew is an online service that sends ED meds right to your doorstep. The chewable tablets have the same active ingredient as Viagra, but at half or a fraction of the cost. I like Blue Chew. It goddamn works. That's all you need to know. It tastes good. Keep a pack on you. Throw it in your pocket. Throw it in your suitcase. Throw it in your ass, because you are going to be rock hard, baby. It works, and you're going to love it. It's easy to get signed up. Just go to bluechew.com, talk with one of our licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you get your prescription within days. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com. Chew it and do it. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Tuesdays at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Tuesdays to receive your first month free. And visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show. You're a great product.
Folks, Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by Fume. You're out with your friends and they're reaching into their pockets for that bad habit. Make the better choice and grab your Fume. It's an award-winning flavored air device that makes replacing your bad habit that much easier. It's not a vape, so you can use it anywhere. There's no nicotine, no batteries, and no nasty habit. It couldn't be easier to join the Fume family. You guys know me. I had a seriously bad habit. I mean, I was bad habiting all day, every day, for years, and it was ruining my life. But finally, my prayers were answered when I was sent Fume with a weighted, high-quality design and flavors like crisp mint. I love the crisp mint. And orange vanilla. That sounds amazing. I haven't tried that one, but my God. You're going to love your Fume for years to come.
All right. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use our code Tuesdays to get a free gift with your Journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code Tuesdays to get a free gift with your order today. Fume it up. Fumigate. But so go down to Lafayette. You got to connect. It's a whole thing. But you know what's good about having a nice wife is like the flight and the connection and the lounge. It's fun. You're hanging out. You're shucking and jiving.
Of course.
So we hit the lounge, and I get to be the cool guy. Let me get you in. We have a nice meal. We get to Lafayette. We have a nice Cajun meal, some crawfish etouffee, some cornbread and gumbo, and 2 sold out at that room. That is the best room in Louisiana. Club 337, Lafayette, in the Doubletree Hotel. Had a couple of cookies, did some new stuff, went up, had sex in the hotel, which is fun to fuck in the same place that you perform.
Sure.
Yeah, so both of them I went long, and had a great time. Then we get in the car, drive to NOLA to our Airbnb, and then we have to have dinner with the folks. You got to get that out.
Sure.
That's the work part, and they're good. They're gonna die soon, so I want to get some folks time in.
Got to do it.
Yeah, it was weird. It's tough. You realize every reason you're a nut when you hang out with your parents for like 1 hour.
Of course.
It's wild. So we leave there. We have a couple of drinks, and we wake up the next day, pop some shrooms, and go see the Rolling Stones at Jazz Fest. We got right in. I called in every favor. I got some tickets. They're on the phone, and I'm in that line to go into Jazz Fest. And don't you hate that moment when you're like, these tickets might not work?
Huh.
I got the guy with the scanny thing, and you're in line. There's a million people behind you, and you're like, are these real? I bought them off a guy I don't know.
Right.
And boop, boop. All right, you're in. And I was like, here we go. And we just got some drinks, and I got to tell you, we parked early for the Stones. The city was abuzz. Every house walking to Jazz Fest, we walked there. It's just Stones, flags, Stones, Stones.
That's fun.
The whole city, we don't get a lot of good stuff, because we're just a bumfuck, whatever. And they were supposed to come during COVID.
COVID.
And they had to cancel, and they're 900 years old. And I got to tell you, we had not great seats. It's a million miles away, but you got the jumbo. Mm-hmm. Everyone's a buzz. We're getting some Tuesday, all that shit. And they come out. No hello. It just goes, start me up. And the whole audience went, Jesus, what the hell? Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Oh,
And it
that's
was
fun.
incredible. And the guy can move. He's
80.
80.
The 81 in July.
Anti-Biden, like wiggling. He's on one foot doing this shit. And, I mean, you want to fuck him. He's so hot and sexy, and he just oozes rock and roll. And he, hello, New Orleans, here we are. You know, the accent is thick, and it's just great.
No, he's the greatest. I mean, best frontman, best rock star, best lead singer of all time. I mean, he's the guy to me.
He's the guy. And the weird thing is, I'm on shrooms, and you're having all these thoughts. I'm drunk, in the sun, shirt off, watching this guy, and you're going, I'm a performer too. Isn't that weird that we're both performers? And this guy is like electrifying like 10,000 people, 20,000, whatever it was out there. And we're like, cereal's weird. Isn't that fucked up? What's up with this guy? Yeah. You know, yeah, what's up with Ubers? Sometimes they take a while.
Right.
And then he's just like, ow, wow. And then Keith comes out and he's like shredding. And the wife was like, who, man, Keith Richards. He's a hot guy.
Wow.
And I realize, now this is where the shrooms start kicking in.
Sounded a little shroomy before, but
Okay, well, it's a shroom fest. So, try to get a shroom joke in there. Shroom call?
shroom service.
There you go. Hey, that's the one. There we go. Okay. Shroom with a view. So Keith comes out and does his own song, like an hour, and they did 2 hours. He comes out and does
Which
his
song?
own song.
Happy?
No.
I need a love to keep me happy.
No,
What about
it was a little darker. Some real grungy sound to it.
Okay.
And it was good. It was good. I mean, this is, pro, obviously.
Sure.
And then Mick came out and did his own song at one point, and it was good. But you realize they need each other. It's almost like a Jerry Larry thing, where like
oh,
there
you
was
mean like a Keith solo song?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant he just sang one.
No, he sang his own thing, and Keith went and did Metamucil or whatever he did back
Probably
there.
needs an IV or something.
Yeah, some Activia. But Keith came out and did his own thing, and it was good. But you're like, let's get back to the real band here.
Sure, yeah, get the boys.
Yeah, then Mick did his own thing, and it was still like, oh, we need that dick, and it's like a feminine and a masculine yin and yang. Because Keith is so masculine, he's ripping, he's got the sunglasses on and the crazy outfit, and Mick is like, hello,
Right.
limp wrist and Pilates.
He's a little homo, yeah.
Yeah, and but when they're together, it really works, and it was kind of this symbiotic thing. It was like man and woman and trans and gay or whatever coming together.
Sure.
But that's psychedelics kicking in. And then my favorite thing about Jazz Fest, you got to go one year. I think you would really enjoy it.
I'd love to go.
You leave, the whole place files out. Everybody's like, oh, he did Satisfaction. Oh, this was great. That was great. He still got it. The band's killer, and there's 8 black women doing backup, and they're all in sync and period. And then we all pour out, and the sun is setting. All these people, you're just in a New Orleans neighborhood.
Right.
People are on the front porch. There's like 10-year-old kids wailing, and they have their band, and you get to watch their band on their front porch. You walk over here, a guy's selling booze and beer and hot dogs, and then you look on the roof, and they're jamming out, and we went into a house party, and it's this whirlwind of just like flowing party, good vibes, music, fun, community.
I love a whirlwind. I love the community. I love the feeling of everyone's just experienced the same thing. A
Yes.
buzz there's an electricity in the air.
Yes.
And like you said, this band, they've been together since 1962. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't even know the math on that. What is that, 62 years?
No math.
62 years, I think.
There you go.
Boom. I mean, it's unbelievable. 62
Wow. They've been performing longer than we've been alive.
by a long shot.
By a long
They haven't
shot.
been good since we've been alive.
It's a lot to process.
It's unbelievable, and they're just the coolest. It's also weird. I always think about this with concerts. It's like if you sing along, you're singing with Mick Jagger. He's over there, but you're in the same room. Like,
We're in the
I'm
same
singing
room.
the same words at the same time.
The same shroom.
In key, I might add, with Mick Jagger.
Yes.
And he's performing for you. It's
Yes.
60,000 people, however many people, but like you're one of them.
Yes.
So it's like the Rolling Stones are playing for me. Here I am,
Great point.
listening to Brown Sugar. They don't play Brown Sugar anymore, which is a bummer to me because they were so bad.
Because of the racial bullshit?
Yeah, because it's about
jeez.
eating pussies of
But,
slaves.
but it's pro. He's like, I like black women.
Yeah, I think he's talking about fucking slaves, though. And eating them out.
Wow. How old is this guy?
But
Jesus
came over
Christ.
on the Amistad or whatever. I couldn't remember.
Beyond us.
Beyond us.
Yeah.
That's beyond me. But no, it's the best, and it's down to like the two original guys left, but they just keep going.
Well, Ronnie Wood is still there.
He's been in since like 75, I think, 74, 75.
Okay. Well, I think he's like 3 years younger than them.
Yeah.
But he's like the whippersnapper. He's like, "Meow, meow, meow," and he's jumping up and down, and you're like, oh, you can see a clear difference between, senior citizen and just old guy.
It's also weird because he's the new guy, but he's been there longer than we've been alive.
I
He's
know.
been there for whatever that is, almost 50 years.
Yeah. So yeah, he was awesome too. He kind of got a little showy. He got like out there with Mick, and it was too much. Like, hey, buddy,
Right.
the Mick's got the dick part of the stage, the part that comes out, like us. And then it was just I'm rambling, but it was just such a great show, and it was worth every penny. And they're gonna die tomorrow, and I'm glad I got to see it. And I'm singing with Mick. I'm in the room with Mick, and I'm a stiff robot autistic cunt,
Sure.
but yet I'm out there, I'm cutting up, because you get lost in it.
Uh-huh.
And I was doing a shimmy and a chamois, and this lady's like, "Hey, I loved your special," and you're like, "Oh, I didn't want anyone I know or know who I am to see me getting loose," but that's my own bullshit.
I've had this because I get into the show and I finish the show and I'm crying, and people are like, "Hey man, I saw the special," and I got like red eyes and I'm crying, and the whole time I'll jump up, I go crazy. I'm not stiff at all. I'm up there like dancing. I'm like, Mick,
you can move, you can dance.
Oh, I can move. And then afterwards, everyone's like, "We were watching the whole time." You're like, "Well, that's embarrassing."
That's totally embarrassing. You see, I mean, I feel exposed. I feel vulnerable. But the most I'll do is like a little Cameron and Ferris Bueller, where he's like,
"Oh yeah."
That's where I get to. Yeah. So just a great night, and it's one of those things you don't want it to end, so you keep drinking. And then the sad thing is, you're coming off the shrooms. It's 2 a.m. Things are winding down, and I'm like, I have a flight to LA in 4 hours.
Yeah.
My fucking agent books me at a 7:01 flight, which means you got to be there at 6:01, which means you got to wake up at 4:30, drive out at 5. Like, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I want to make sure you get to LA. And I'm like, yeah, but you're ruining the shows. I have 2 shows that night. You're fucking it. And he's like, well, I want to, and I'm like, I'm not a guitar. You don't just send me.
Right.
I'm a human being who needs sleep, and I'm at the Stones, I'm on drugs, I'm a booze bag, but whatever.
You're his boss. It is his job.
Well, I gave him the business, and he was like, let me see if I can find something else. And I'm like, that's the day before. Fuck off. So we get to LA, and I go right to bed. I try to go to bed, but that's the other thing. You fly to LA. I landed at 9:30 in the morning, and then you go to try to check in. They go, your room will be ready at 3.
Right.
So now I just got some fentanyl. I went and bought a tent at REI, and I went down to 3rd Street downtown.
Yeah. Well, this is where you got to talk to your agent also. Say, hey, make sure I got early check-in, all that shit.
Yeah, well, you'd think he would come up with that. So I sat at Mel's and had lunch with Syracuse with one eye open.
That's fun.
That was nice. And then the debauchery all over again. And we did 2 at the Montalban. It was killer. L.A., good crowds. Bad comedy over there. So I think we come in and we can really shake it up.
Sure, yeah. No, I love L.A. What a fucking town. I mean, again, the homeless, I think it's up to 70,000 homeless people. Wow. Chris Walsh had a story. He got attacked at knife point.
No way.
Yeah, the guy came at him with a knife. Yeah.
Wow.
It's bad news bears over there.
Holy moly.
But even with the house in the hills, 0.4 miles away is like a tent city, like just down the street.
Yeah.
$3 million home.
No bueno. Not good. It's a real problem. But again, you drive through the hills, you drive on Sunset. Pretty nice.
It's damn nice.
It's a good time.
We're moving there. I'm heading there soon. Burbank. I mean, I see it all so clearly. You can fly out of Burbank. LAX sucks. You go to the valley. It's sunny every day.
Yeah.
Look out the window. It's sunny every day here. You got the store. You got the Improv. You got Jam in the Van. You got Flappers.
The Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
Yeah, you got some stuff.
And it's just beautiful. That smell, that Los Angeles smell.
Yes.
It's like eucalyptus or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it does have a scent there.
And a nice breeze, the Santa Ana winds.
It's a beauty. I did a Harlan Williams podcast. By the way, Harlan Williams is one of the funniest people I've ever met, and I don't feel like he gets talked about enough.
No, I never hear anyone talk about him.
He's so funny. He did Kill Tony last week or whatever, and we don't consume a ton of comedy unless Will Smith slaps a guy or something. But I put it on, and he is like lighting that shit up. He's on fire. Every line is funny. Tony's dying. He's zinging with the comedy. He's never mean, but he's still hilarious, and he's the funniest guy. He owned David Lucas or whatever that guy. I mean, he's so good. And I did his pod, and I just let him go. He's like so good. I didn't want to interfere.
Right. Wow, I got to check out some Harlan Williams.
Check out some Harlan. He's a beast, and his pod was great. And his house, he lives in the hills, so I got a taste of it, Fatty.
Yeah.
And it is magical up there.
It's awesome, and it's just so fun to weave and wave and go through, and I love it. And great diners out there. We went to
Yes.
Lancers, we went to Mel's, we went to Norm's.
Yes.
Those great L.A. diners, and the sun shining, the breeze.
It's really special. So I do this fashion show. We do our pod. Bobby Lee, Whitney, Moniz, Karen. You got to check it. It's lights out.
Everybody was on fire.
Everybody.
Amazing line. We went back home after, had dinner. It was like, that was a great line. Remember when he said that? Remember when you said that? It was, I mean, even the women were funny. That's how good this was.
Ooh, wow, you don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
So yeah, you got to see it just for that. And after that, I get whisked out of the store, and there's a brand called Kid Super.
Okay. Yeah, I heard this said, and I'm not allowed within 100 yards of it.
Yeah, so last year they did one with Schultz, Stavros, Theo, Santino. They all went on a private jet to Paris Fashion Show.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was, they're all dolled up with these extravagant suits and ascots and scarves and pointy shoes. And it's really fun, and you make fun of it. And I got dressed up in a purple suit with a purple trench coat and chains and all this shit, these crazy boots.
Wow.
And it was me, Joel Kim Booster, Zainab, Trevor Wallace.
Wow.
And we had a great time. They throw this shit on, but it was outdoors at the Palladium.
Whoa.
Which was the outdoor show. Mm-hmm. And it was still sunlight. So we're walking out, and it was kind of ruined the fashion. I mean, the clothes are badass, but we just look like non-binary pimps. I'm like, hello, I'm out here in the sunlight.
You do it a bit?
No, you do a set in the outfit.
Oh, I thought it was a fashion show.
Well, it is, but with comedians, and we come out and we are fashion-y, and we do our act.
Oh, God, that sounds tough.
It was tough, and I go out in the sun, so you're like, hey, everybody. I don't know why I'm faking a mic. I'm holding one. But I'm like, hey, everybody, here we are. A joke. I said I look like if Molly was a person, whatever. I should have been shot at the music fest, that whole thing. And this lady comes up, she's shithoused, and she goes, fuck you, because I did a joke about UCLA beating up Jews, with the whole Palestine stuff. And she was like, fuck you. And it got weird. She goes, you got a small dick? And I go, hey.
How'd you know that?
I know, that's what I said. So I got to laugh on that line. Then she goes, I hope you die. And I go, can we have a Dave Chappelle moment? Can we stomp her out and all this? And that got a laugh because it was actually at the fest before.
Right.
It's a little callback, and that got weird. So now you leave and you got a bad taste in your mouth because you're like, geez, I was wearing my fun suit. I wanted to have a nice set, and now I got yelled at. I pissed off a lady.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? And then we left and went to the store, and the store was like, Chappelle. Now I gotta be sappy for a minute.
Please sap it up.
All right.
Spanish. What's that SAP button? What's that stand for?
Spanish American
Spanish
programming.
anal pussy.
Yeah. Well, we'll call this sappy hour.
Give it to me.
So I go to the store and the drinks are flowing, and they go, "Hey, you want to jump on the OR?" And I've already had 7 cocktails.
Okay.
And I go, hey, yeah, I'll go on to the OR. What the hell is, third full, fuck around. I go up, I'm drunk, I'm slurring racially, I forget some jokes, it gets a little off the rails, and I get the light, so I go, all right, guy hands me a note.
Uh-huh.
And I go, oh, a note. Oh, wow, bringing up a guy.
Okay.
which is always a fun little moment,
I'm excited.
Hollywood, Netflix Fest. So who could it be? Open it up. It says, kill yourself. No. It just says John Mulaney.
Whoa.
And I go, oh, wow, Mulaney. I mean,
Whoa.
this guy's doing the Hollywood Bowl. This guy's got his own TV show that's live out there with Seinfeld and Nate Bargatze and all these big people. And I go, oh, all right, guys, you're in for a treat. It's one of the best comics working. I'm a huge fan of his. My John Mulaney. Crowd goes nuts.
All right.
So I kind of thought, like, oh, this crowd, they don't give a shit. It's the OR, whatever. But I just had a bad set. I sucked. And I bring Mulaney up, effortlessly killing. He's got the notepad. He's got new stuff. He's a great writer, and he's killing, and he looks good. And you have that moment of like, what am I doing? I got to get my shit together. I'm drunk.
Right.
I'm drunk, fucking around, and this is a big moment. You're doing the story. You're representing yourself. This guy went to rehab. He got his act together. He's doing TV shows. He's doing the Hollywood Bowl. And I'm telling you because I'm sure you've had this with your booze.
Yeah.
So then Mulaney brings up Jimmy Carr. So now we got this celebrity shit, and then Jimmy Carr is so professional. The suit on, the one-liners, they're all pitch perfect. And I'm just standing back there going, I'm a degenerate. I didn't take this seriously. I'm drunk. It's 9:45 at night. What am I doing? And boy, it was an eye opener.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, it sucked. So not to get too real, but you see these guys, you go, this is why these guys are so great, and they're gonna have big careers, and you're like, I'm a fucking chooch. I'm out here. I'm half-assing this shit.
Well, just a couple of things real quick. I
Oh,
mean,
boy.
Mulaney was doing drugs the whole time in his career. So that
still
has nothing
killing
to do
it.
with it. Yeah. So, but that's not that's out. Also, you're doing 2 shows at the Montalban. What's that? 5,000 tickets?
I don't know what it is, but
I feel like you're as successful as Mulaney.
no. He's doing
Well,
the bowl.
almost.
The bowl's 18,000, and I'm not trying to say I'm not successful or not. I don't want to compare myself to Mulaney because I think he's a whole nother thing.
Right.
Where we're a
You're
couple
not
of
exactly
idiots.
failing here.
No, I'm not failing, but it was a real moment of like, this is a bad look. You fucked up. You're a child.
Right.
You need to grow. He's got a blazer on, He's like dressed sharp. His hair is great.
Now, where did you get all boozed up? Because we were at the pod at 6p. You didn't even have a drink there.
Well, I didn't have a drink at the pod, but at the fashion show, the booze was flowing. I'm with Bjorn, our old manager, who's a goddamn lush.
Oh, so he went with you.
Yes.
So I saw him for a second, and he was like, "How do I get backstage?" And I was like, "Right through there, buddy boy." And then when I
Yeah.
came back, he was gone. Which,
Oh, yeah.
was
He threw me in a
fun.
car.
Oh, wow. Is he part of the festival?
Apparently. He works for, I think, he's like the London side of my agency.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But no, I know the feeling, of course, but I'm sure you did better than you realize.
Well, Salacuse was there, and he, classic Cuse, he's very genuine. We go in the backstage area, and I was like, oh, that was rough. He goes, yeah, what was that? And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I think I had a few too many. He's like, yeah, you were like way off. And I'm like, all right, this is
Juice will
helping.
give it to you, yeah.
He'll give it to you. So he gave me the business. He gave me the what for, and they read me the riot act. And I was like, oh, because now it validates it. Because you're like, maybe I'm just insecure and I'm blowing it up. And he was like, yeah, that was awkward. And I go, did Mulaney see it? He goes, yeah. And I was like, damn. So that was
So what are we
kicking
talking?
the dick.
Are you slurring? You're bombing? What's going on?
Yeah, I was just off the rails. I was like, what else? Fucking Puerto Ricans, they have knives, and they're like... And I'm like, yeah, and I'm being silly, and I'm dicking around, and I go, oh, look at that lady, whatever. And
Right.
there was no performance, there was no pop, I had no rhythm. So it was just embarrassing, and it's one of those moments you gotta take it in and not just go, fuck off. I like to drink. I'm
Right.
taking it in.
Right. Well, next time, come over to the house. We had a house in the hills. We were all sitting there. Booze was not flowing. Cigars were flowing. Stories were flowing.
Sure.
And yeah, you have some solid family time.
Yeah.
Family ties.
I need a little tie. I tied one on, but yeah. So it was fine, and after that, I kept it together till I was done with all the comedy.
Gotcha. And then you stayed. Were you at the Tires premiere the next night, or did
No.
you leave the next night also?
I had to do Dr. Phil.
Oh, Dr. Phil.
Which was that guy is on fire as well, much like the guy in front of the White House. But yeah, that guy Adam Ray ripped it. Me and Bert did it, and we had a great time. Sold out at the main room. That was one of the best live things I've ever seen. Just him. He had Pimple Popper MD come out. You know who that is?
From Seinfeld?
No, it's a real lady who's like a hot Asian lady who pops pimples on YouTube, and it goes crazy viral. All this jizz is flying out.
Oh, God.
I called her Miss Bukaki, and I was like, "That's your last name, right?" She was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, we had a good time."
But they took Pimple Popper MD from Seinfeld.
I guess so, maybe.
Because that was on Seinfeld in the 90s.
Yeah.
I call you Pimple Popper MD.
Yeah, maybe she got it there, but when she came out, she got a huge pimple.
Pimple Pop.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
And then Hinchcliffe walked on, and the crowd went nuts. So yeah, it was a fun. And I don't want to give too much away. I won't say how it ended, but the guy from the Google Dolls came out too. That's not the big ending, but the whole crowd got up and swayed, and the phone lights came out. It was epic.
That sounds amazing.
It was amazing. And then we did a couple shows in the main room, and I did the OR the next night, and poo, baby, I put on a leather suit. I was talking about I killed it. Cut that. That was an Eddie Murphy reference.
Yeah, it's a crazy fest, too, because I'm like, I feel like I barely saw anyone. And also, you mentioned this in the live pod. It was so hard because we did 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this will be great. Nothing's going on. And then I get the text from Shane. Hey, you want to go to the Tom Brady roast at the Forum? You can meet Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, my God. What time? 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the podcast. I could have been hanging out with Belichick and Brady and Gronk and Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's like a metaphor for our whole lives. Is like we planned that exactly during the biggest event of the fest.
I know. I thought like, oh, this will be great. We won't miss anything. I'll be done by 6 p.m. But even if I could have gone to the roast, you're like, 3 hours?
Yeah, I heard like Schultz, I heard had the toughest spot of the night because he had to close. So not only is it 3 hours in, it's also that joke's been done.
Right.
Gotta lose that one. So he did well for the scenario he was in.
He did a great job, and we got to talk about Nikki Glazer. I mean, the performance of a lifetime.
Set of the night.
So many great jokes every day. Kevin Hart wakes up at 4 a.m. to make a shitty movie. Gronkowski, first guy born with CTE. That was amazing. He puts the downs in touchdowns. He puts the tired and Gronkowski is retarded. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So many great jokes.
She was on fire. Tony did great. It was like a great fest, and it felt no holds barred. It felt like, hey, we're just going to say everything. It's all on the table. The only thing I didn't hear was there a lot of kissing on the lips with Brady?
Kissing on the lips?
He kissed his kids.
Oh. No, maybe a couple jokes. Maybe
I thought that was going to be the soup du jour, but I guess not. So, but yeah, killer at the Forum. Kevin Hart hosting. You know, it was a real who's who of who's gay, and it was cool to see It was like a lot of our friends. Like we know Schultz, we know Tony, we know Nikki. Like that was our people. It wasn't like Gilbert Gottfried. Whatever happened to him?
He's dead.
Or like Artie Lang, or Norm Macdonald, Greg Giraldo.
Right.
Boy.
I know all those people too, but
Did you?
of course.
You knew Gilbert?
I mean, I sat at the cellar table with him. He didn't say a word.
Yeah.
But he was there. Giraldo, of course.
Well, that's what I mean. We've hung out with
Peers.
Nikki. Peers. That's the
It was
word.
all Peers.
Piers Morgan. So yeah, that's what's crazy. It feels like we're in it. We're in the mix.
Right.
Even though we weren't there.
But man, it looked beautiful too. One of the all-time roasts.
Yeah.
Also, the crowd. I saw Nimesh Patel. I saw Becky Asfan out there. I saw who's the other guy? I don't know. Some other people. Sugar Sean.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
It was just a who's who, and I never saw Shane. Maybe he was backstage or something.
Yeah, I guess so. He's probably back in there cutting up with a Bud Light.
I'm surprised he wasn't on the roast.
He turned it down.
Oh, really?
Between us, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We did a long text thread, like, should I do this? And we're like, maybe. I don't know. We did the pros and cons.
Oh, wow. I wish he had done it. He would have been awesome. But
well, it's a lot to really. He's got the tires. He's
Right.
doing the Forum. I think he's doing the Staples Center with Schultz. He's doing a movie, I think, with. I don't want to say. So he's like. He's busy.
Crazy week. Yeah. It was wild. It was funny to show up and like he's just like with McCusker and 2 NFL players playing UFC video game.
Oh my God.
It's also awkward too because you walk in. It's
What a
weird
life.
when you walk into like a big hang It's almost like the first day of kindergarten when everyone, if you're late, which I was, and everyone's already friends, and you're like, what is this? Everyone knows each other. You got to walk in, and then I have to like pretend I'm into this video game UFC fight.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, wow. But really, I'm just like, I'm dying here.
Exactly what you mean.
Adam Egan saved the day, by the way. I love Adam. He came over. He's like, hey, good to see you. So you're like, woo. So at least you're talking to somebody.
Egot's the man.
But he is. And then when Shane was done, he came over and we were bullshitting. But like when you first show up, you're nervous. And it's just celebrities everywhere, agents, industry.
Yeah.
And you're just standing there like, I'm here too.
I did Shane's pod with McCusker when he lived in Queens, and I show up and they're both playing a video game of UFC, and they're like, "Oh, come on, what the fuck?" And I walk in, I'm like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh, hey," and you know when you don't get a good entrance.
Forget it.
I bombed the whole pod. It got in my head immediately. I just sat there and waited for them to finish a video game. It took like half an hour, and then they're like, "All right, we're gonna record now," and I was like, you feel like no one cares you're there. I don't know what it is.
Well, then what happens is you end up saying stuff you don't care about, and you get into a weird spot
That's
conversationally. Because I'm like, whoa, the graphics, man! I'd never seen graphics like this. And they're like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, 42.
But you got to show like I'm here too, so you have to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I just sat there, and then you got to pretend you're really into your phone. I'm like, I got some serious stuff going on.
Yes.
Really, I'm just texting my wife. You're like, I'm dying. There's nobody here.
Right.
But and then once you do the show, then you kill. So you come off, and everyone's like, okay, this guy, he's great.
Then you realize
that's all we have is comedy.
That's what I was gonna say. You realize comedy is really. That's why COVID. I got so depressed because you're like, I don't have a thing. I'm just a guy. I'm an NPC, as the kids say.
What's that?
Non-player character. Is that right?
Oh, I never heard of that.
You know the guy in the video game that's just doing this?
Yeah.
You know, he's out when you're walking around shooting people. He's just kind of stuck in a. That's us.
Walking around, looking around.
Yeah. So N-word person color, but yeah. So we're an NPC. So you got to find a way to slip in.
Gotcha. NPC.
Hey. I like it.
Let me see if I had some other stuff. Oh, this is the other thing. The first day I showed up. Well, first of all, it's quite a task to fly across the country with a 6-month-old baby.
Oh, how was that?
It's nerve-wracking. And so I think I mentioned I got Delta One, which, by the way, speaking of flights in the lounge, Delta One, this is good to know, from LAX to New York, you get your own entrance at LAX.
What the
Like
fuck?
a private, it's crazy. I was like, where's Delta One? They were like, you got to go back downstairs outside. And I thought it was like a trick. We're walking outside. I'm like, we're where like cars get picked up or pedestrians get picked up, whatever the fuck the term is.
Sure.
And we're walking. I'm like, where is this place? And I see a guy in a suit.
Ooh, I like
With a
that.
Delta pin. And I go, is this Delta One? He's like, let me see your boarding pass. And I was like, oh, here. He's like, welcome. And he goes,
Whoa, come on.
private security. It's just me, Sarah, and the baby just walk in. Just the three of us.
Wow.
No one else is down there. Flowers. They hand you a eucalyptus towel.
What the
It's insane. They got to get this at JFK. It was unbelievable. I'm like, I will pay for Delta One anytime I'm going from LA to New York, especially with the baby.
Wow. Santino told me about this, and I didn't believe him. I was like, this sounds like a made-up club like Epstein.
It was fucking wild because we had first showed up at the actual thing, and there's lines like there's 200 people in line. It's like Ellis Island. It's loud and crazy. You go downstairs, it's just us, and it takes you straight to the lounge.
Whoa.
You take an elevator. They give you a free water, eucalyptus, straight up into the lounge. Unbelievable. But yeah, flying there, it was nerve-wracking because you got to go to JFK. You got to take the bait. You got to put the stroller in the cab through the traffic, 100 miles an hour. These cab drivers drive. You're scared to shit. Go through security, and then the baby cries. He stops. He sleeps. He gets there. You get there. I'm like, I got to go rent a car. I was like, you guys stay here at the terminal. I'll take the shuttle because it's like a packed shuttle. I'm like, I don't want to hold a fucking stroller with the baby plus 2 suitcases. So I leave them at the airport. I go take the shuttle. It takes forever to rent the car.
Bad shuttle.
I finally get the keys to the car. I'm walking and I hear, oh my God, Joe List, first day in America, first day in America.
Whoa, you got the
go,
migrants.
What? I get he's Canadian, but he's Asian Canadian.
Oh,
He
Canadian.
comes running over, and he's like, I just got to America. It's my first time ever in America. I'm like, what? He's like, I got to take a photo. I'm here to see Mark. And I was like, well, I have my own show at the Region. He said, I'd never see you. You suck. He threw hot coffee in my face.
Yeah,
What are you going to do? He almost saw me at the Montalban. I said no. It's too late at night.
Oh.
But anyways, he comes over and we're taking a photo. Then the shuttle bus, all of a sudden we're taking a photo. I just hear, I look over, there's a shuttle bus with like 1,000 people. They're all going like this, get out of the way. But I'm the big celebrity sighting.
Yeah.
Which is funny because now all the Alamo people are like, who are you? What's your deal? Tell us the deal. And I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm a piece of shit. They're like, well, he sure was excited. And he was like, first day in America. I can't believe it. They give me the car and they're like, come on, should we take a photo with you? And I'm like, you don't need a photo. I suck. I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, Asians like taking pictures.
But what are you going to do? But anyways, that was exciting. We almost got killed. And how about that? The flying to America, you get off the plane, you go to the shuttle,
wild.
and boom, mega superstar Joe List right there in the flesh.
There you go. D level.
So that was fun. And
That's great. Good time. Canadian, you think a Canadian wouldn't be that crazy about America. Like, it's right there. I could see, hey, you come from Malaysia. All right. Now where it's a big deal. You kiss the ground. I made it. The Amistad.
But it's still exciting. We're the beacon of hope. We're the gleaming tower on a hill or whatever bullshit.
There you go. Hope and change.
But yeah, it was
floats.
exciting. And then by the time you finally get to the house, you're like, this is unbelievable.
Yes.
And flying with a kid is really a game changer for flying by yourself. Because like I was talking to McCusker about it. I was like, I can't believe I was stressed about flying alone before. And he's like, I know, it's crazy. Because like people will be like, oh man, I was stuck at the airport for 5 hours. And he's like, alone?
Yeah.
What, did you have to read a book?
Right.
With a
Good
kid,
point.
you're like juggling and you're like throwing fucking like cupcakes at them. You're trying to like put them in front of every screen and the window. Look at the airplane. Fuck you. You got to change the diaper 4 times.
Wow.
So now I can't wait to fly solo. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Damn. All right. I'm impressed. Did he cry the whole time? Were people pissed?
No, but we had the flight home. Like, you know, he whines a little bit, but we were in Delta One. They give you noise canceling headphones.
Wow.
So even if someone was upset, you could be like, just put your noise canceling headphones on, which no
Yeah.
one's ever really upset. But we had a kid 2 rows behind us in Comfort Plus with the losers. Mm-hmm. And I think they were special needs. It was the worst cry. They're probably like 3-year-old kid. It was like, what? What? It was
Yeah.
like really, I don't know if he was, but louder than that, worse than that.
Wow.
But it was nice because no matter what my kid does, it won't be worse than that kid.
Good point.
And when that kid was going crazy, I walked up and down the aisle with my baby just to let everyone know this isn't my kid, not my president, you know.
There you go.
But that was insane. But that fucked me up because it kept waking our baby up, which was annoying.
Kid on kid crime.
But yeah, that kid. And then I got to see the parents after it, and they were like these kind of like hipstery, like with the goofy hat. And I'm like, I bet they just let their kid do whatever.
Yes, that's soft parenting.
Yeah, I don't care for that. I like a soft cock in my ass. But.
Sure, it's soft taco. But your son is kid super.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
Super
a good kid.
Good kid.
Yeah, that
Great
was,
oldies.
that was my opening at that fashion show, which is I was tanked from the beginning. I said, that sounds like something a pedophile would say. Kid, super. And they were like, boo you. Boo this man. Hiss.
Well, what can you do?
The pilot was in the audience. But yeah, I mean, the fest was a treat. I stayed one more night after you, and it was too fun. I stayed out again till 5 a.m, had the early flight back to New York. I was in hell yesterday, and you pay for it. You know, you're sitting, I had coach, and I'm just sitting there miserable. There's a baby crying. It was hell, but here we are.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave. I mean, I was like genuinely emotional. It was so much fun. And then like, you feel like that's your life. Like I'm living in the hills with my best friends, just like hanging out. Every morning you
Right.
walk out and you're like, there's Derek and Erica and Feehan and Sarah. We're making breakfast. Like, whose turn is it to make breakfast? You go to the grocery store together.
This
You're
is
like,
beautiful.
I want to be wealthy where I have like people living in my home. There's like,
Right.
oh, they're over in the other wing. And then, like you said, you light up cigars. There was a rotating door of friends coming in all day.
Well, I
and
think
just a million laughs.
The lesson is we can make a bunch of money, and then you go, hey friends, ring ring, let's do a week in the hills.
Right.
And you pay for everybody to come out, you get the hotel, and you do it for 5 days, and you go back to your life.
Yeah, it's a special thing. And when you just have that group that everybody clicks together, it's like puzzle pieces where you're like, this person's never met these people, but I'm like, you guys are you guys will be friends.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
immediately it's like, that's because you're a fucking fat shit. Ah, ha, ha. That's because
Right.
you're a piece of shit, you whore. Ah, ha, ha. And it was just, nonstop laughs for 6 straight days. And then you have the baby. Everyone loves the baby. They take turns with the baby. Plus, you have people that are like, you guys go. We'll play with the baby.
Right.
So that was fun. And Sarah and Karen and I took a workout class, which was a blast because, you're all like, you're lifting that amount of weight. You suck. And you're laughing at, how about that guy? That guy had a fat ass. That guy didn't know how to do the exercise. He was gay. She was hot. She was fat. That was fun.
Hell
Sarah and I
yeah.
went hiking the Hollywood Reservoir.
Wow.
That was amazing. I've never been there before. That was spectacular. Right, it was like 5 minutes from our house.
Beautiful, man. I'm on my knees yakking into the toilet, and you're like hiking and doing a workout.
Oh, it was great. We went in and out. We had this great food delivered, which was fun. I love Uber Eats, by the way. One guy was a Tuesday. He brought the food, and I was like, "This isn't my house." And he was like, "Oh, I know," which was funny.
That In and Out it's like a Santa's workshop. Me and Salacuse went with Caleb Sinan. We went to Coachella Valley.
Oh, right.
To do a casino gig. We stopped. The traffic was so bad. It's a 2-hour drive. It took us 4 hours because of traffic. So we stopped halfway just to be like, we got to regroup. We went to In and Out. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine. The guy's got the thing and the little paper hat, and there's one lady on fries, there's 5 ladies on buns, there's 6 guys on patio. Great burger.
That's a great time. I love it. And God, what else did we do? We went everywhere. We shopped on Melrose, went to the V-Cut and had cigars over there, Derek and I.
Love that V-Cut. Good name for a vaginal surgery.
What a town.
I know. It's got its moments. That it is tough to get around, though. When they go, hey, you got to go over here, you're like, fuck, we're going to be in the car for 58 minutes.
Well, you leave early, but you're in the car. If you have friends, you bullshit. You listen to a podcast. It's not unlike New York. New York traffic sucks. The subway sucks.
Yeah.
At least in L.A., you're in the car. You can listen to music and a podcast.
That's true.
In New York, you're like getting stabbed and shit on.
Good point. Yeah, you're on the subway.
It's just that traveling from the West Coast. That's what kills you.
I know. And guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to Seattle. No, I'm going to Vancouver, so I'm going back.
Tomorrow?
I could have just stayed, but I want to do the pod. I like to get back to New York to like get my head straight. Then
Yeah,
I'll
it's
go
like
back
tagging up in baseball.
Yes.
It's like deep to center. That might be gone, but let me just tag up just in case, and it's gone, so I'll just jog around.
Right.
At least I was there.
God hates tags, but yeah, you got to tag up, and then I'll go back out, and the wife's going to be furious, and that's the life we lead.
Right. Yeah, I got family coming in, which is, a totally different vibe.
Bad vibe.
But, all right, we got to wrap this up. What a week. Netflix is a joke fest. Thank you to everybody that came out. By the way, I got to say, Regent Theater, again, was packed out with people. That was unbelievable. People filled up the pod, sold out at the main room, which was
killer.
The lighting in there, that was a special night. So thanks to everyone that came out for that. And I'm in St. Louis this weekend. Is it this weekend? Is this right? Yeah, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, St. Louis. Bunch of dates coming up. Salt Lake City, Hotlanta. I think Matt Wayne will be in Atlanta. Luke Monis will be in Salt Lake City with me. We're back, and I'm putting tons of shit up on YouTube. Check out Stuck in Park, written and directed by Sam Rubinoff.
Go yell at him.
Sam Rubinoff, everybody. It's very funny. Make sure you go watch that on YouTube and Punch Up Live. Go to punchuplive.com. Joe List, Mark Norman, Sam Marild, all of it. The big three. We're all on there.
Hell yeah.
And sign up for the email so you know when I'm coming to town, when we're coming to town. Get your tickets from there.
Hey, punch up as well. Get a bottle of Bodega Cat. MarkNormanComedy.com as well. If you want to see all the dates, got new dates added. Coming to your town. I'm all over your mom. And yeah, big pods coming out too. We did a lot of good pods, so keep an eye out for those. And that live app. Tell us what you think. Share it with a friend. What do you got? C-Note.
Check out my podcast, Fun Bearable. We just had my buddy on, director Sean Colon. He directed the Fat Records documentary.
I never wear it.
And he came to Providence to do some filming for his new doc. I helped him out, Age of Audio. And it's with Ira Glass, Scott Aukerman, Paul F. Tompkins, Mark Maron, Kevin Smith.
Jesus Christ.
It's about podcasting. So we shot some stuff, and then he came on the podcast, and that'll be out really soon. Great sit down with him. He's a real working filmmaker like me. So it's really fun to kind of get into the weeds about that stuff.
No kidding.
Funbearablepod.com. Good stuff.
Fun Verbal Fun. Go see them live at the LA Forum, October 22nd.
Comedy Connection, July 21st in Rhode Island.
Even better.
There you go.
And join the Patreon. We're doing tons of stuff in the Patreon. A bunch of people have written to me saying they joined the Patreon.
Oh,
they
great.
love it. We got all kinds of new shit. It's just us bullshitting on there a lot of the time. We got Must Queef TV. We got
Yep.
it all up there.
About to do one right now, so stay tuned, you queefs.
Good to stay and cut it.